Should work. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody today? Make sure all the volumes are off, everything that should be off. See if we can pull you up here. You know how Facebook is, right? Facebook likes you one day, doesn't like you the next. And let's see. Oh, here we go. Figures. Try again. It says, oh, yay. Look at that. Whoa! Score. Score. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Hello. Yay. I went to use this the other night, Friday, and to do a live. And my live sale on the virtual home decor marketplace. And I had it all set up, went to hit go, came back into the screen, and it goes, OBS, it said OBS crashed. And I went, what? I was like, are you kidding me? You kidding? So I was just like, well, that takes care of that, plan B. So welcome to NonnasNuttykrafts. So guys, look what we're going to do today. Oh, isn't this fabulous? Look at this guy. This is a nice sign. I shouldn't even say sign. It's, you know, burlap. But we're going to make it a sign on a wreath. All right. And we're going to use some of this jute, which is the white and tan color, if you call it that. And to let you know, you guys will see in the bottom of the screen, I have stars. All the stars go to the Wounded Warriors Project. We're military, even though we're retired, we'll still like to do things for the military and volunteer. And also, if you guys would love to do any stars, more than welcome. Good morning. So we got this guy. We also have this wreath, okay? Dollar Tree wreath. And what I did, if you notice that, whoops, got to go this way. I have these on the outside, and then I have regular ones on the inside. I had 10 of these left, but because this is going to be so big on it, you're probably not even going to notice that I don't have, that it's, I wanted to notice, but I wanted these to be on the outside so that you would see it, even though it might be covered underneath. You know, the sign, you would still see the carrot that way. So it didn't really matter on the ones on the inside. So that's why I chose to do this way. Oh, thank you. Yay. I got stars for the Wounded Warriors. Yay. Thank you for sending those, Regina. Bless your heart, my friend. Bless your heart. All right. So the ribbon we're going to use today, it's going to be this. And I got this from the Old Time Pottery when I was down there in June. And just an orange one. You can use whatever. What I like about this, it has the green, you know, in there, the white, the orange, the burlap, and just an orange one to overlay. The bow will have yellow in it because if you look at the sign, and you might not be able to see, but see the window has the stripes in it. So I wanted to bring, you know, some yellow in there. We'll bring it back and, whoops, gotta move the water so we could do this. Bring some of this back in there. And then we have some bunnies that we're going to finish it off with. And the bunnies' tails are all different colors. So that's the plan, y'all. That's the plan. So, and you know what I haven't done in a while? Are poofs. So let me move the sign over here. And we're going to switch our camera over here so you guys can see better. Whoops. Let me adjust that a little bit. Oop, want to go that way. Thought I had it adjusted. That should be good. So, good morning. Yay, friend. All right. So, this is a good thing. I have a little bit here and here, but we're making poofs. So, it's good to, you know, this is one way to use up, you know, your excess or what you have left over. I don't know how far I'll get with this, but we'll see. And I'm going to use this to start it with as well. Get my little clippers out. And let's get this baby a rocking and a rolling, rocking and a rolling. And I'm just going to put it down by me because it's just a little bit left. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, not that piece. Let me just cut off that little string here that's driving me crazy. Oh, there's another one. I thought there were two. And I'm just going to gather it across just like that. And look at those. I got to cut those all off because even though I will in the long run, when I do this, I want to do it now. All right, and what I try to do is wherever one pipe cleaner is, I try to pick one that's close to it so I'm not wasting as much mesh when I bring it down here. So we're just going to take this, we're going to curl it under so my edges are under, and we're going to put it across here, the first pipe cleaner. And I'm going to have to keep tapping this thing to see your comments. So if I don't, first time here, whoop, whoop. So anywhere on the screen, hit anywhere on that screen, okay? And up at the top, there'll be 3 little white dots. Hit on those so you can get notifications. The other thing, you can do this, y'all. I love it if you bless the page. I am literally, you guys, I am 200 away from hitting 5,000. Can you believe that with all the changes that Facebook has been doing? I'm so close. I would love to hit that number. All right. So back to here. Put the camera back on. I'm taking my zip tie. And I go about 1 inch from the where the pipe cleaner is. And I'm going to zip tie this down. Pull it really tight. And I'm going to cut it off. Cut it off. Ooh, these are so new that they're so easy. What can I say? So, okay, how many of y'all got snow? I'm going to split the screen so I can talk to you guys at the same time because I like to talk to you guys. You know, too. I may look down, but I like to talk to y'all. I am going to cut the little bit of excess off, and I leave about 1 inch from where the the zip tie was, just to let you know. So what have you guys been doing? We're almost through January. Can you believe that? Holy guacamole. I mean, it's crazy. I'm going to do this at 8-inch poofs inside. Let me just unroll that. Oh, look, we don't really have that much at all on here. It's hard to tell. You're going to hear this. It's hard to tell when it's rolled up, you know, actually how much you have left on it. So, oops. I'm trying to keep up with the comments here, y'all. Okay. Ooh. Yep, there we go. Get that tape off of there. Yay. All right, so we're going to do 8-inch poofs. On the inside, that is. I don't know. We may get a couple out of this roll, and then we'll start the other roll. It's all good. So they predicted a big snowstorm here. I'll get Zippo. It was just a little dusting, and it was like gone. It rained, so it was like kind of like a rain hail kind of thing, and it was gone. Gone, I tell you. So now they're predicting another one, and those of you that are north or like in California up in the mountains there, they're getting hit hard with it. I want to go skiing. I miss going skiing. I miss going sleigh riding. I do. I don't care if it's just sleigh riding down my driveway, which I've done before by myself. Husband be at work. All the kids are gone and grown and whatever. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to have some fun. So I'm going sleighing down my driveway. Because we have a steep driveway. So I'm hoping for that. All right, this is really curly here. So I'm trying to get it pulled out enough so I can measure. And I'll have just enough to do this one. So we got 3 curls out of this, which is good. That works. Now, I'm not going to poof mine out right now. I'm going to leave them down because it makes it easier for me as I'm going around to do it. Now, some people will leave this in here and they'll just tuck it in underneath the other poof, which is fine. I took out a bunch of zip ties here. I got these really long ones, y'all. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought these babies, but it'll work. I guess I thought I was going to do like a really thick bow or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Good morning. Or afternoon, depending where you live. Ugh. God, that seems like such a waste. But silly me. All right, so now we got our brand new one here. Because I have my camera off to the side here, I can't put my mesh roller up. So it's going on the floor on my feet for now. And we're going to do the same thing. Gather it up. And what I'm going to do is open this last zip tie here. Or not zip tie, Chanel stem. I'm going to place this over it. And this is why some people will use one zip tie. And what I'm going to do is just bring it underneath this other one, and I'm going to zip tie it off. With these really long zip ties. Really long ones, I'll tell you. All right. Get it in there. Now when I do this, there are 4 bars going across on here. There's 4 of them. I only use 1 bar to do it. That way the mesh really stays in there tight. And I'm going to cut this off because this is all jiggity jaggedy. Oop, this is from the pieces on the other one. So I can cut this off, and sometimes I'll leave it. I don't know. I'm just in the mood to cut it off today. What can I say? Because you could stick it underneath, and it will just make that poof a little bit more, you know, stand out on the poof a little bit more, if that makes sense to y'all. Good morning. All right, so let's get back to making some of this. Whoops. Oops. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So I know I've been doing a lot of daytime, morning type lives than in the evening. Mostly because right now the puppy's is sleeping. So I got to get in here when I can. Because at nighttime they seem to be a little bit more active. And I actually shut the door because they can see me down the hallway. And they just want to come and running up and down. And I can't have them do that when I'm working on a project like this because they'll get into, you know, the mesh on the floor and everything. So I figured I'd come and do this one with y'all. Now these are sliding around the pipe cleaners. What you can do is glue them down if you want to, but once you get everything on here, it's going to keep it in place so you don't have to worry about it. Just make sure you do it really tight. That one was really loose. This is awkward having it. It's caught on having it on the floor. I love it when I have my mesh roller up here. Wish I had it up here. There we go. Good morning. So, what is on everybody's agenda? Come on, you gotta tell me what's going on over in your neck of the woods. Is it snowing? Is it raining? Is it like 80 degrees and I'm in like 38 degrees right now? And it's supposed to get colder. I think it's Sunday. They say we could get snow come Sunday, Monday. And, oops, where did my phone just zapped out? Why? Okay, there we go. But who knows? Oh, look what happened. Hold on. Sorry about that. My phone just kind of went dead there. Stopped, and I was like, ah! So we don't want that on the other side, though. Hold on. Let's put that over there. There we go. Actually, let's put this. Okay. All right, so now I finished doing the inner circle. So you remember what I said by having that twist tie right down there? So I'm not wasting all this mesh, dragging it over or anything like that. So I'm going to come right down to this twist tie. Twist it around and up. And this time we're going to go 10 inches on the outside. Now I'm going to push these ones up just to keep them out of my way, because you know what I've had a tendency to do is grab the wrong ones, and you know it's more frustrating when you get all the way around. You're like, what the heck happened? Where's my twist tie? Come here. And I like these ones I have on the outside because it looks like little carrots, so you don't have to worry about bending it down or anything like that. It just makes it, you know, just something fun. And they have them in different colors. There's pink ones, there's orange ones, white ones, you know. But I just thought they'd be fun to do. Wow, in the 70s. Girl, yeah, I'll tell you what. You know, they talk about all this global warming stuff. And I'll tell you, we've been here 23 years now. And when we first moved here, it would always snow like crazy, you know. And oops, come here. And then all of a sudden, the last, I don't know, let's say even 3 years, maybe 4 or 5 years, there's like no snow. So it doesn't kill off the weeds. And this past year, the weeds were like crazy. I mean, you can weed and you turn around and overnight and it looked like you didn't weed for like, you know, 3 years. And you're like, good golly. So that's why I want some good snow, good deep freeze, so to speak, so that it will kill off the weeds. But it's been weird. We've actually had 60 degrees this month here. And even in December, it was wild, being 60-something degrees. And it was like, oh, good God. You know, eventually I won't have to move south because it'll be hot enough here where I live. It will. So, but I guess I can't complain because then you don't have to go out and shovel the snow in the freezing cold weather and everything. I don't know. Has its drawbacks, as they say. Drawbacks. All right. I think I got it. Just, oh, I thought I was at the end. Almost at the end. Almost. We're getting there. We're getting there. If you have, I have the Ultimate Mesh Roller, which is by Susie Brown. And I love having it because it keeps your mesh up here. Here I'm pulling, it's getting caught on the floor and stuff like that. It's a pain. But I don't have a choice right now because my camera's right here. So you guys can see. I debated, I was going to put the camera in front of me, doing it that way. But I said, I'm so used to you guys being on the side. And sometimes I think it's just easier on the side than it is. Good morning. I have a lot of people from Texas here. I know in Texas it's nice. All right, this is the last one. So I'm going to open it up. This is where I came down, when I came down from the inner to the outer. So I'm going to open this one up. Put this baby in there. Twist it really tight. I'm going to take another zip tie. Now, when I do these, when you have the little thing, you know, on there, I don't know if you can see, it sticks out more on one side than the other. So when I do this, I want this to be so it goes, when I thread it through this time, so it goes into the wreath. The other one, I threaded it this way. And the reason for that is that I don't want anybody to get caught on it or, you know, get owies or anything like that. Thank you! Yay, I got some stars. Yay, thank you, thank you. Woo. Thank you, Kathy. I really do appreciate that. We've worked so hard. A friend of ours actually, whoops, did I get 2 bars? No. Lives in Florida and works down there. I don't know, the whole board issue, kind of directors and all this other stuff. So that, and up here we do, and you know, they could use a little support, you know, these days. It's just crazy. Just crazy, I tell you. Thank you so much for that, though. Oh, did I do that right? No, it should be green. There we go. All right, so we'll cut it off. These almost went flying off the floor. So we did, again, I'll refresh, we did 8-inch loops in the middle, 10-inch on the outside, and we're going to make them into poofs. See, we're going to have a little bit left. But I think we'll have more left on this one than I did on the other one. Look how cute that looks, just like that. It looks like, you know, the grass, you know, where the bunny hangs out in the wild. Because, you know, these bunnies these days. We used to have so many bunnies come around. And they used to, underneath our front stoop. Let me put this in my bag so it doesn't get caught. And we used to have babies all the time. And then we didn't see them anymore. And we thought, okay. But now we've had chipmunks. A lot of chipmunks. Which is fine. Which is fine. It's all good. All right. So now what I'm going to do is take my poofs and I'm going to go around and do my poofs. And I'm just pulling. I'm finding the inside on the edges on them. And I'm just pulling them out. I'm going to stand up for this because I think my chair just sank. So I'm going to have to pull it up. So let me just stand up. And I'm just going to pull these out and around. And what I'm doing, I don't know if you can see my fingers are going up in here because I'm pushing the poof up. And I want to make sure I get the whole thing extended out and open. Oregon. Woo, girl. Oregon is cold right now, I betcha. Betcha it's cold up there. I like to, on my bucket list, is to go to every state at least once. Hit all 50 states. And I said, you know, why not? You know, you can make it like a long weekend or something, you know, and that way you can hit them. I've hit, now I think it's 33 states that I've either lived in or we've traveled through and, you know, and you know, toured or something like that. So this one I can sit down because these are on the outside. I just got to find my outside edges. Which one goes where? There we go. Where's the other one? There we go. And, you know, it's like when you're born, you live in the one state and you think of never going. I'll tell you what, you know, y'all can go see something somewhere. Go. If y'all want to get up and move to another state, go. Because, you know, the old saying, you only live once, right? Where's the other end? There it is. And because I, you know, born and raised, I was from New York. So it's always like, oh my God, if I leave the state, you know, am I going to be okay? Am I going to find a job? There are plenty of jobs out there and plenty of places to live. So go for it. Be adventurous. Take an RV, go see the world. Maybe not so much right now, but when things chill out, as they say. All right, where's the ends here? I got one. There's the other. And I should be almost done. Yay! So we have 2 puppies left, y'all. 2 puppies. You know, when you take one out of the equation, what a big difference it is. Their personalities change a little bit, you know. I don't know if they really miss the other one or not. I'm just pulling all my zip ties up so I can see them better. And but they're just so sweet. So glad. What? That's it. There you go. Whistle while you work, right? All right. So we're going to put the ones on the outside first. So I cut these at 12 inches. I know. Why 12? Because that truck is so big. And when we put the bow on, I don't think we're going to need it to be really big, the tails. Besides, I have some of these, which I didn't show you, some flowers that I may stick in the tails in here. Just some, you know, fun little flowers. Springy little flowers, and I think it would look cute. Oh gosh, guys, I should, hold on, I gotta put the fan on. Woo! I shut the door so the puppies wouldn't see me, but the dryer is also going. Probably in a little bit you're going to hear that sound of the dryer when the buzzer goes off. So, okay. And once we get these in on the outside, I'm going to go ahead and see, you know, we're going to look at placing the sign and see where the sign's going to go. So I know, because I only cut like 6 tails. Because like I said, the ones underneath the sign, you're not going to see. I just love this plaid. I think it's so pretty. Can y'all see that really good? Like I said, I got it from Old Time Pottery. Sorry. But if you ever get a chance to go to one, go. Now I'm hearing even with Carolynne Pottery and all, a lot of the places, I guess shipments are being delayed again. So if you see something that you want to use for a project, grab it. Because you may not see it for a while. We're back to that again. Hello, how are you? 41 but not bad. Moved here 11 years ago and it is warmer. Oh, is it really? Oops. Is it really warm over there? Now, when I was a gymnastic coach and a USA national judge. Gymnastic judge. I was a high school coach and all too. And we went over to Oregon for one of our national competitions way back in my day. And it happened to be, most of the competitions when we were there was like around 4th of July. So we were in the hotel and we went up to the restaurant up top, and it was like 3 sides of the windows. It was like seeing, whatchamacallit, the fireworks. And it was just like a panoramic view, just continuing view. And I mean, it was so pretty. And you know what? I gotta cut more. I don't know why I only thought 5. But it was just so beautiful out there. It really was. And when we were in, we went to Washington State, Mount Rainier. And we took a day off with the gymnast. And we climbed Mount Rainier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when we climbed the mountain, you can only go so high, really. Just make sure my glue gun wasn't on. And we took garbage bags and slid down the hill because we were able to go so high where there was snow. And we just took the garbage bags and slid down the hill, the kids and I. I'll tell you what, our pants and everything, our feet were frozen because we only had sneakers on, you know, and we weren't prepared to do that. But it was fun. It was fun. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to cut these both each at the same time. And let's get 5 more out here. 3, 4, and 5. then we dovetail them. So you can put depending on the thickness of your ribbon, depends how many you can put together. I don't like to put a lot together sometimes, just because one ribbon may slide and you get a funky, funky cut on one. Look at that little mountains to the big desert. Wow. You know what was really cool? Is when we went to Las Vegas, and you go to the Hoover Dam, and you stand. There's one point where you're intersection between, was it? Now I got to think now because it's been a while. You're in Vegas. You're in Arizona. Is it Ohio? Now I forgot. And you just stand on that one part of the dam, and you're like in 4 different places or 3 different places at one time, because of the way the dam is. And if you ever can take a tour, which we did, it's just amazing. I mean, the lives that are lost building the dam and everything too. But just, you stand on the bridge and you look down into what is the, basically the Grand Canyon, the waterway, the river, and you see the mountains, and you could see the erosion, because where the more water, Earth used to have a lot more water and all that. And it's just like, it just blows your mind. It really does. It really does. And then, of course, my mind starts going back in the dinosaur days. And I wonder, what about all the fossils that are in there? All right, so let's get rid of all this. And I'm going to bring my trash can up because those little pieces of the wire, God, that would hurt if you get that in your foot. Oops. Let's bring our wreath back up. Good morning, my Irish friend. All right, so let's go back over here. Finish where we were. And all I'm doing is pinching it. You can bend them down if you want to. You can bend them down like a V. I do both. Just get it in there first, and then I can separate and I can bend it out. I like the plaid one hanging down at the bottom instead of alternating them. I just like it. I don't know. I just like it that way, but you can do it however you want. If you want to do it where they're opposite like this in there, if you want the, orange on the top, or if you want to switch them, whatever. It's up to you. I just like the layout of the orange on top of this. Now, I could have gone really, pastel-y and stuff, but I've tried to, in the sign, so to speak, is bring in all the colors. So the sign has, the orange for the carrots, the white, this bluish color. So it's not really the color on the truck. It's a cross between, not really like a, where did I put it? Where did my truck go? Oh, here it is. So the truck, it's not really a baby blue. And this is kind of in the gray blue family. So this blue matches right onto this gray blue color. And then, of course, you have the white, the tan, and you have the orange, in there. I'll put it over there. I'll probably forget I put it over there. Y'all have to remind me where I put it. Oh, thank you. After all, whoop. That is true. It's so funny. Now, where I live in Virginia kind of goes it goes up when you coast to the coastline, and then Virginia, the shape of it goes down. So we're on that up part, there. But when you go west of me, Virginia, there's more mountains there. It's just beautiful, though. And more country and stuff like that. Hold on. Let me see if my chair goes up. No, I guess that is up. Maybe my table rose up. Who knows? But they'll get snow there, and I won't get snow here. But I always look at, because my daughter lives out there, my one daughter, and I always look, see what kind of weather she has, because usually we get it in a day or two of what she's gotten. It just depends how fast, whatever the weather is moving. The winds and all. Like today, I came outside in our chair. We had it holding the gate to the leading off the deck open, and it was down off down the steps. I was like, oh, guess the winds really did hit last night because they were talking about it. Thank you. This is a cute little one. This is like a little farmhouse country little guy. Over 100 waterfalls in Oregon. Whoa. When we lived in Alaska, what I didn't know, there's over 40 volcanoes. Who knew? Who knew? I didn't. All right. So what I want to do, I want to figure out, because see, look at when I post, this is almost takes up like half the wreath. So that's why I didn't want to put all these tails underneath, because you weren't going to see it. And we're going to put a bow. So what we're going to do, we're going to attach this baby first. So I'm going to twist tie these guys up. Because you're not going to see them. And we're going to curl them. Curl them. Curl them. So how many? That's 3. So I think I think 3 might be enough. We'll start there. So let me get my handy dandy pencil. Look at that. Because I've curled around it so much, the paint has worn off. I think I'm whittling it down. So you can cut these off. There's a bunch of ways to do this. Oops, wrong ones. So I'll do it this way. Everybody knows that you can take this and you can curl it down. There's another way. Now the reason why I twist it up, you want to make sure you can cut it down maybe about 1 inch or so from the base. Save these little things, and all you can do is just bend it back around. That's all you have to do. And the reason why I save these little things, I'm going to give you a prime example. Oh no, I can't do it on that. What did I do it on? Okay. So like if you're making just a little bow like this, and you just need it, then now this is a poor example because I had this on something else and I took it off. And you just need a little thing to tie it on a little bow. That's what I like to save them for. All these little pieces. Where my clippers go? So I keep them in a bag that I have down here. And I just keep them. You can see all the ones I keep. So it's just like keeping, when you keep part of, when you're using a pick, a flower, and, the stem at the bottom. I think I need a new bag because this isn't closing really good anymore. So and you keep those the same with the pipe cleaners. Now I'm going to twist these up a little bit, and I want these just to come down. Because I want them down so you can see them hanging down off the side. I'm just twisting a couple more times around just to make sure that they're twisted in there good. Now back to the beginning. All right, so we're going to cover at least 3 of these. And we're going to put a bow here. So if I put my bow there, let's cut at least 3 more, might be 4 of the tails. Let's do 3. We can always cut a 4th if we need it. Scissors. All right, so 3. We got 1, 2, orange. 3. All right. Don't need that anymore right now, at least. Oh, we didn't actually use it, did we? We didn't. Hello, my friend. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So let's cut this side. Although my bangs are getting so long, I got to cut them. Even my granddaughter said to me, Annie needs to cut your bangs. She want me to do it. I was like, oh no, you're 5 years old. You're not cutting my bangs. I'll cut them, or I'll just pop in, you know, to call my dresser, and they don't charge. All right, let's get that off so we get all those little pieces of wire too. Oops, come on, wire. All right, I'm going to turn my glue gun on because if we're going to do the flowers, by the time we get this made, the bow made, then it'll be time we put the flowers in. And I've done the flowers, you know, we'll see. Might work, might not work. We'll see. Just thought they'd be a little something, something in there. Let me roll this up because I always had on my stand this, it was a purple thing to hold my iPad. And I got a new stand, and of course I left it in the other room. And of course by doing that, see, I lost the pin. I lost the pin, y'all. I hate that because walking around barefoot, not a good idea. Slippers or not. All right. All right, so let's get these in. And I'm going to split it. That by meaning I'll do 1 and 1. Because we're going to put the bow like in there. Well, one side will have 2, I guess you could say. Oops. Twisted that one too many times. All right. So that, I just love these colors. You know, this plaid one, I actually had it in my drawer with my fall stuff. So when I was looking for this, I wanted something with the blue color, but like I said, it was one of those funky color blues. And I opened the drawer and I saw this. I went, oh, hallelujah. And this is why it would be so nice to have the ribbons out all around so you can see them all. If you just take your sign and walk around your room. Now it's going to bug me that I can't find that one pin somewhere. There's a piece of, where'd it go? Piece of metal. Oh, yeah. Well, that's like, you know, laundry. You know, you go to Hawaii. I can twist it one. And, you know, they call it like, it's like black beaches because it's all the volcano, you know, the stuff, lava. And it's just the beach is black. And you think, oh my God. But it is the coolest thing to go and see. And just that all those islands were created, you know, with volcanoes. It's just, you know, Mother Nature. That's all I have to say. She comes up with very creative things. All right. So we're going to attach this using wire. And I have 24 gauge wire here. Now again, I'm going to see, I keep pieces of wire too, y'all. If I have something that I could use for my little goodie bag, that would be long enough. And I don't. Okay. So back in the box. These are all short pieces. And again, I keep them, I don't know. Call me frugal, call me whatever, but you know, you never know when you're gonna need it. Right? Alright, so I'm gonna cut off some wire here, and it's just enough so that we can tie it around and thread it through. Always probably cut too much than I need. Oh well. That's all that I'm doing. Good morning. Oh yeah, that would be a dream, wouldn't it? I mean, I got two. You could see behind me that ribbon rack. And then off to my other side, I have another one of those. And then all my ribbons, I have, you know, those plastic things with the drawers. And I try to keep it like, oh, Christmas here and stuff. And this past year, I tried to do it where I had, you know, like maybe red Christmas ribbons, green. It doesn't work. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3. So we're going to see how many do I need to tie this down with. We know one here. Maybe 2 on this side because it's bigger. So let's unwind this one more time. And what's nice about this is that with the burlap, it's kind of easy to stick your wire through. I say easy, might be struggle now because I said that. Oops, let me put this through there so I have it. So I'm going to stand up again. Oops. Oh my God. So I'm looking where I don't want it right at the edge because it's going to pull down on the edge. So I want it somewhere in between. So right around here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get a needle. And the reason being is so that I can thread it up and through. So I have these needles, but I'll probably have to use the big one so I can get the wire through. It's like looks like a fishing hook. Can you guys see that? So that way I can just go right like that. But this one doesn't work. If I can't thread it through here, then I'll use one of the other ones. Yeah, it's not going to go through. So we're going to take a straight one that has the biggest eye that you can find, which is fine. And I'm just going to thread it through and then bring it up through. And it's done. I gotta get it off. There we go. And what I like to do is just twist it like once or twice like that. And that's so that the wire doesn't shift around in there. Okay, so we got that one. So you're going to go here. And we're going to put one, let's see, right around where this tire is. I don't know, I might be able to get away with 2. Because this isn't, it's, you know, it's not going to rock as much. It's not like a heavy wooden sign that, you know. But we'll put in 3. Let's see, I got one here. Again, I don't want to put it so close to the edge, so we'll put one here. It's like sewing, y'all. That's all that this is. Sewing. And again, I'll just twist it off just so that it doesn't shift around. Even though it's going to be tied. Alright, so we're going to put another one right kind of above where it was, the other one was. Give or take. And there we go. See, easy peasy. Put these away before they go flying off the table on me. You can find these needles, I'm not sure if it was Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And they come in a pack. I took it out of the package because the pack didn't secure them in there very well once you open it. And I want to say it was back like doll needles, you know, kind of thing. I can't remember which store I bought them in because I've had them a while. All right, so let's get this on. We're going to do opposites. So we'll do like here and here top to go ahead and wire this in. And then we'll wire the bottom. So that way if you do the opposite, your sign or whatever won't shift on you. Oops, let me bring some more people in here with these. I don't know why it tells you to bring in the camera thing. All right. So let's start with this one down here. Got it wired up too much now. Okay. And we're just going to thread it through and go for it. And what's kind of cool, you know, with using the wire, it's just like, you know, with a pipe cleaner or chenille stem, whatever you want to call it. Same kind of concept. It's just a little bit thicker to hold it on. So I'm just going to tie it just a couple of times until I make sure I get it all set where I want it to be. Let's pull that tail up. Just thread this down through. And tie that one off. Times, and let's get this one. Let's see if that's what we want. So our bow is going to be, you see, we can pull those tails up like that. Those tails will be there. So see our tails, and then we have our tails down here. So I think that's good. So let's go ahead and get this last one in. One wire. So I think it wound up being perfect where we put the wires. Yay! You just got to make sure you get it on each side of the rails. It will stay. All right. Do the old shake test to make sure it's good enough. So see, it's a little bit loose on this one here. So let's pull that one a little tighter. Wind it up good. Much better. And let's just tighten this one up down here just a little bit, y'all. Okay. Now what I do with this, I wind it up and I'll wind it around the rail, kind of tuck it back in. And I just wind it around. Wind it around it goes. Ouch. Now I don't like it sticking out like that. Where did my little pliers go? Oh, here they are. So what I do is I take a pair of pliers in here because I don't want that sticking up. I'll make sure it's around and that it's up against, it's not poking from behind up against the door, and I'll run my finger a little bit on it to make sure that it's not going to cut anybody. I wish we could have some music playing. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, let's wind this one up. Ugh. And almost got it, almost got it. There we go. We got one more. Make sure this one's tight. Came through that one part of that mesh. I didn't want it through there. All right, just twist it up. Cut it off. And we'll wind it back in. Almost. And we gotta make our bow, y'all. Make the bow. All right. So look how cute that's looking. Isn't that cute? Cute, 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 cute. And of course, you know me. I always mess up my tails. And we always have to do it a half a dozen times. And then when I get off, I'll do it a half a dozen more times fixing it. And these, the little carrots, the stems that are down here, they're just going to be left sticking out. They're not going to be curled or anything. They're just there to make it a little bit more interesting and fun. And this one I'll bend back so it kind of curls over the top of our bunny tail. So look, cute. All right, so let's make our bow. So let's get rid of these wires. And again, I saved them because you may just need a little piece. Like when you're making your own, if you have to wrap to make the flowers, like, you know, if you cut off the bottom piece here and you don't have a stem cutter and you need to wrap, you know, the flower onto a, you know, one of these pieces, wire, I don't know what you want to call it, stem. And you can use those little pieces of wire to go ahead and, did I call it stem cutter? It should be pick machine. If you don't have a pick machine, you can use that and do it that way. Same concept. All right. So let's put this baby over here again. And let's make our bow. Dun, dun, dun. Let me move this so you can see a little bit more. There we go. So we got our bunny ribbon that we're going to use. I gotta put these pins somewhere. Just put them there, I guess. We have yellow to bring in from the, which is on the window of it. If you remember that, on the window of the truck. Of course, we're going to bring in some of this. Maybe a little bit of this. And we're going to top it off with just a little bit of bunnies. All right? So you can make whatever type of bow that you want. I think for this one, we will do a Lisa bow. And I'll show you how that goes. So you decide first, a Lisa bow is going to have two hands and a head, so to speak, on it. What your loop is going to be. I know I'm going to make this 7 inches here. You know what? I'm going to make this 8 because I think we'll do 2 loops of this. So we're going to make our bow, let's go 7 inches, all right? I think this is going to be a nice bow for this one. So we're going to have 7 inches here. So each loop is going to be 7 inches. All right, just like that. And we'll cut this off. I cut it a little bit longer all the time, just in case. So what we have is kind of like a star. We have 2 hands ahead and then the 2 feet down here. Okay, so let's put that one away. We're going to bring in our yellow. And what we're going to do, now if you have a bow dabber, you don't have to turn this around like this. And we're going to do the opposite. Okay, so now I know my tail isn't going to be anything longer than this. So I just go just a little bit longer just to give me a little leeway. And this one here, This is going to be, we did 7 inches on the first one, so we're going to bring this in about 6 inches. Just a little smaller. We're going to do the same thing that we were doing, but it's opposite now. Opposite. Opposite, I tell you. Thank you. Oops, don't want to curl that one. All right, and then we're going to cut this off. Just like that. So what you're going to have is, these were the legs on the bottom, the other one. So we're going to have the arms on top with the head. So it's just opposite. And that's going to be the same thing here. We're going to have the leg and the arm together, leg and the arm together, and the head's going to be in the middle. Now, I'm praying I have enough of this color. Oh, there's my dog at the door. Okay. So we will not. Okay. Hold on. I think what I'll bring in is I don't want to do solid tan. Like I don't have a lot of ribbon, right? That green is a funky color green too. Hold on. I'm going to switch cameras because I got to go by this camera here. I'm going to get another orange. I think I'm getting orange. Oops. Ooh, there's the camera. Got hooked on the back of me. Here we go. Or unless I had 2 of those. Hold on, please. I don't want to bring in another plaid. Let's see if this will work. Ah, Jimmy, that whole camera. God, if you would have seen that, you would have died. Gonna see, this matches on this green here. Ooh, let's twist it around. Oh, see, my dogs came up. Guys. My dogs came up, and my dog opened the door, and I hear the puppies whining because they want to come play with the dog. And I'm like, no, not now. I'm busy. All right. So we're just going to bring this in when we did 7, 6. I'm going to bring this in about 4. It's just like having kids, you know. You think you're doing good, and all of a sudden, bam. Somebody messes you up. Now, where did I get this from? I don't know where this ribbon came from. Might have been Michael's. Has a little bit of glitter in it. Just a little bit of glitter in this green. Let's see if this will work now. Switch it around. If I don't flip this around, guys, I will screw it up big time. That's all I have to tell you. Let's see if I have enough to do one of these. So what did I do this at? About 4. So let's bring it in. Let's see if I have enough. I may now have enough. Yep, I will. I'll just make it just a little bit bigger, just so that I can use it all up. And perfect. And now our bunnies. And what's good about when you do the Lisa bow, if you have things that are upside down, it doesn't matter because it's almost like the bow goes in a circle. So you don't have to really worry about things being right side up, upside down in here. Now, if you're doing like a terry bow where you have the long tails hanging down, then you're going to have to worry about it that way. And we're at the end of this one too. Good God. Well, let's get our money's worth. I didn't realize I was at the end. Wow. I think I have one more roll. Yeah, I do. Put you down here. Hold on a minute. There we go. All right. Bunnies are done. Let's take the tape off. Now I have one of these. I get these little pieces of wire out of here. You could, you know, some people will put it on in the beginning, lay it down, do it. I like to thread it through the bottom. And what's nice, because this is long, it makes it easier. Someone with the 8-inch ones of these, the zip ties, you wind up like struggling trying to get it through. And we got one chenille stem there. So we're going to bring it around, get that out of our way. Slide this around. Make sure it's in the middle of where you had it. Okay. We're going to put our chenille stem in here, or a pipe cleaner, whatever you want to call it. Just pull a little bit tight. And before you do anything else, just make sure all your loops and your tails are where they should be. Because nothing will bother you more than if you go to do it and you realize, oops, something's upside down and backwards, or not in the right place that it should be. We'll cut that, don't worry about it. Just making sure everything is kind of where I want it to be. And then when you got it where you want it to be and everything's good, then go ahead and pull it really tight. Let me get my pipe cleaner up here. And snip it off. There we go. And there it is. Now, to cover up the pipe cleaner, I had a little piece of this left over. I'm hoping it's going to be long enough that I can go ahead and just wrap it around there and tie it. Make sure my glue gun doesn't go to sleep on me. Pull it out, and I'm hoping. So you could pull whatever color out of your ribbon to do it. I don't know, this might be too short. Yeah. So I'm going to take a little bit of the plaid because that has all of the colors in there. Get in there, need a pin. Let me get these pins in here before I have them flying all over the floor. These two are done. Put them down there. I'm going to stick this pin in here so that I don't lose it. I need a pin cushion. That's what I need. So when I do this, I could stick it in since I don't have my other thing up here anymore. Now this is awfully wide, so I don't need it that wide. So you can cut it about halfway down the middle. And again, I take out the wire just because it makes it easier for me to bend it and wrap it around and tie it. The wire is so thin and all that doesn't merit to keep. Then you just take this and you fold it in half like this and fold it in half again just like that. So you have your raw edge in, and we're just going to tie it around. And then voila, your zip tie is covered. Ooh. All right, get our wreath back up here. Oh, I was going to say, where do I have an extra ribbon? And once I get it all in here, then I'll worry about cutting all the tails and everything. There's my face. So let's see, if I put it in between these two. So I'm going to need another set of tails. I don't have any more orange, do I? Hold on. Will our bow cover it all? Hold on. Let's wind this one up and cut it off because it's going to be hidden. And this one is 2. Get this one cut off. And this one. All right. Okay. So we had 2 here that didn't have tails. Oh, okay. So there's only 2. I thought it was 3. Oh, I was in panic. 2 is fine. Woo! Scared myself. Because the bow is going to go right on top of this poof here, so it will be all covered. Oh, I hear the puppies stirring up in their room there. So we'll just thread this through. And on the other side. The poof helps support it, so that's what's so nice about putting it on a poof as compared to putting it in between the poof. You know, like where you would put a tail. We gotta cut everything. Let's just get everything spread out. So what I look at when I'm doing mine, okay, my bottom ribbon here is this plaid one. So I'm going to look for all 5 of my pieces, and I'm going to spread it out almost like a star. And then I'm going to look for the next row of pieces and spread them out same way. So basically every other place, almost every other place has the color, so it's evenly spread out. All right, so let's get our tails cut, and these are going to be dovetailed. It's going to be the same length as the loop is. So I like to do each color so that I know I have each color done. Some people just start, you know, snipping away, which is fine. But I like to do each color to make sure I've gotten all of my tails cut. Just a me thing, y'all. Look at that one. I cut the wrong way. It's okay. Easy fix. That happens. Oops, I almost did it that way too. Do, 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 do. So we're almost done, y'all. And then we got to look at the flowers. Come on. All right, two more. Two more. These ones that are painted on like this sometimes are hard to bend because of the paint makes it a little bit stiffer. All right. Now you can make your bows if you want them to be really poofy and fill up, or if you want them spread out. I like to have mine poofy. So I just go ahead and I just stick my fingers in there and make it poofy. Look how cute that's looking. That's like perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the flowers. I think I got them all here. I have yellow flowers because there's yellow in here. You have the pink. So I thought I'd bring in some, not pastel pink, but just a pop of little pink. And then it has some yellow in there too. And I thought maybe we'll see about just sticking some here and there. And these are push-up flowers, so you can push them up like that. And, you know, it's just a little thing in each of these. So let's just see how this is going to look, if we even like this. What have you any yellow ones in here? Let's do this bushel because I have a lot more on that one. Yeah. There's the colors. And I thought of just sticking it in right like that. Can you guys see? Let me switch cameras so you can see. Where are the flowers? So see how I just put the flowers in right in there? Where's my fingers? And I think it just gives it just a little, you know, adds a little color, makes it a little bit more springy. Which one was I cutting? Doesn't matter. All right, so we're going to push these up. I don't like these. I don't want these long things in here though. So let's take those out. I'll just cut that off of there. We'll just stick these in and we're going to go back and glue them in, y'all. So all I'm doing is I'm just cutting it where it is at the base and taking it off. And then just pushing up my flowers. But you're getting stuck. There we go. Okay. So that will just be a little pop of color in there. So some have the pink, some just have the two flowers. It just makes it fun and whimsical. So let's cut these out of here. push them up. Just stick them in so we can make sure we get all the places we want it first. Oh, I think that's cute. Cuteness. What do you guys think? And like I said, the reason why I wanted to bring the flowers in, because in here, it's just a little bit of flowers. You know, it's actually only one flower, but I just wanted to bring a little bit of, you know, whimsical fun stuff, fun in here. Let's push that up. So let's just stick it in here. And you're probably going to ask me where I got these flowers from. And I'm probably going to tell you, it might be from Michael's and it might be from Hobby Lobby. Oops. So at the end of the year, you know, end of the season, I like to shop for flowers because you can get the good deals then on them. Now, sometimes pickings are not as good, but it all depends what I'm doing. If I need them before that, I'll buy them. But no, okay. So that one, oh, that's really pretty with the flowers, y'all. I don't know if you could see it. Let me turn around. Trying to get the flowers mixed in here. Oh wait, no, that stayed there. The reason being, some of them only are like this and some have it with the yellow. So I want to make sure I have it evenly displayed around here so you don't have all a glump of one color. Whoops. We put those flowers back on. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on. What's good is you can twist these around too when you push them up. So you could twist it around and make them more fuller. Let me see. Stick a full bush in here. Stick this one over here. Stick this one over here. I need one more, which is exactly what I have left. Woohoo! Right? I think I got them all. One right here. Whoop, I could use one right there. So let's see. So since this has 3 flowers on it, we're going to go ahead and take off one. And we're going to build one. We're going to thread this on here. So we need one more. We got some more leaves over here. put that on, and then we'll put the leaf on top. So we built one. Yay. So we'll stick this one up in here, and we'll put this one down in here. Okay, perfect. So we have enough for all of them. Yay! Wasn't sure if I was, because I had some extra flowers if I need be. I don't know. We could stick them up in there. So let's get the glue gun going. Make sure it's still on. Let me get my, bring it over here a little closer. All right, so let's just roll this in here since I used some of this glue here. And we're just going to stick it right down in there. Make sure it's going to adhere to something. Make sure you have your tail the way you want it to go, because once you stick something in there with glue, it ain't going to make it go anywhere. You're not going to be able to move it around. Let me just wind these up a little bit more on this one. Glue string. All right. I'm just going to work our way around here. So close, y'all, so close. And like I said, you want to make sure it's adhering to something in there. Oh, the glue gun. Owie. It's a little bit hot, y'all. Now making sure the carrots, I'm calling the pipe cleaners for that look like carrots, are kind of down below so you can kind of see them under the flower. All right. Oh, guys, this is so cute with the flowers in here. I know you can't see it all because it's underneath the sign right now, but we're getting there. We're getting there, y'all. So make your tails the way you want it. These is what I'm having down, and my stem is going right in on top of that. I shouldn't say on top, I'm sticking it through into the mesh. There, I can better on that side. All right. Okay, so it's this one. Oop, that stem's awfully long. Don't need it that long. Got one more. Oop. Fix my tails here. Bring my carrots down. Here we go. I think we got them all. Did we get them all? Oh, no, missed that one. All right. Perfect. I don't know if I want to do this or not. I'm just going to pull this off of here. You could, if you wanted to, you could bring some flowers up in here if you wanted to. I like the yellow on top of that, actually. And just stick it in just like that. These are just, it's just a little stem of some yellow flowers. And I'm just pulling it off. I don't want the leaves. And it has a little nub like at the bottom there that I'm cutting off. I think I'm just going to put these on the green ones. So it kind of brings the flowers just from being around here a little bit up in here. Look at all these glue strings. Lots of glue strings. It's the only thing about glue, those glue strings. Eesh. I think that looks cute. All right, so that's what it looks like. What I'm going to do is put the camera up a little bit so you can see my mess behind it. So let's see, let me shut off the glue gun. Move that a little further back. So that's what it looks like. Where's my camera? Here it is. So you can see we have the flowers down in there going around. And look how cute. Look at the bow. Isn't that cute? So let's put you on the front camera. And look at that, guys. Gotta go this way. So which way are we going? This way. Look how cute. I haven't quite figured out these cameras because I see it here and I want to go this way or that way. And it's opposite of where I want to go. There we go. Is that right? Yeah, like that. So I got to do it so you guys can see it this way. We'll get it one day. So isn't that cute? I thought that's cute. You could put it like, if you wanted to, you could actually put it across. Let's see, we got it. You could do it that way as well. Or if you want to put it that way, truck is going up. So you have a bunch of different ways you can actually hang this one. Which way? So keep that in mind. So this is with the truck facing up. You could do it where it's facing, I gotta get this right, that way, or the truck is facing down. So I think it came out kind of cute. So let me give you a little bit of a close-up so you can see a little bit better. And there are the flowers again. And this is not going to be very thick, this wreath. This will probably be maybe 5 inches. So it could go in between the door, and this is, pliable. So watch, it can be, like that, squished, so to speak. I don't want to say squish, but y'all know what I mean. So there we go. Kathy, did I see stars? Did I say thank you for the stars? I'm not sure if I said thank you to you. I think I did, but thank you. Y'all, there's stars down below. I don't get anything from it. It's basically every dollar is 1 penny. And that money that I'm donating to is through the Project Wounded Warriors here at Fort Belvoir, or just in general, it can go to their main donation place, but foundation. So just to let you know, I don't keep any of it. It goes to them. So anyway, I want to say thank you for coming to NonnasNuttykrafts. This was fun. I really like this one. I really do. Woo! It came out cute. And you know what? Look, y'all. I have a pink one. But the difference is that this one doesn't have flowers. It's kind of, It says welcome. It's in pink. So see, they're a little different. The bunny butts, you know, and stuff. So I have a pink one of them. But I like this cut. It came out cute. It came out cute. So I'll say thanks for coming to NonnasNuttykrafts, and I'll see you next time, y'all. Take care. Bye-bye. Oopsie. There we go.